All right, can we start with Quentin Tarantino? Like, what is it like to interview? Tell us how the documentary is going on. Steven Scarlata, welcome back to the pod.
Yo, thank you for having me. You guys have been killing it, man. You guys always
We're
have some
having a good
awesome
time.
guests on.
We're out there. We're out there.
Yeah, you guys are no
Oh,
joke.
Max, yeah, your homie Max was
Max is
on.
awesome. Matt, that was a great episode. Max
It
always
was
brings it.
great. Yeah,
Yeah. Max knows a
T-
lot.
he is very smart. I appreciate having people
Yeah.
on who are very smart and have done the research, so that I don't have
Yeah.
to do as much research. So that could be
Yeah,
helpful.
it's hardcore.
But so you have a new documentary. You joined us first here for Jodorowsky's Dune, your first documentary,
Yes.
and then you came back again after your second documentary, Sharksploitation. But you've had one that's long been gestating, and also a major motion picture.
Yes, I'm producing it. Jim Coons is directing. Jim Coons is the cinematographer of Sharksploitation and that really awesome Dr. Moreau documentary and the Clones of Bruce Lee documentary, which is on Tubi, which is really freaking good, directed by David Gregory. So Jim's directing it, producing it also, and yeah, we got Quentin Tarantino. We've been after him for a long time. We were so lucky to get him, and we got to spend a day with him, hanging,
Amazing.
him. Well, mostly a lot of him just wanting to look at the novelization library at the studio. So, but very cool, man. We were very, very humbled to get him because we got a lot of authors. We got Alan Dean Foster. We got David Morrell and Max Allan Collins. We got all the
Whoa.
Yeah, so we got a lot of cool authors, but we need some fans of these books, and who else is but a man that wrote, in my opinion, probably one of the greatest novelizations, which is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Because you always want extra stuff when you read a novelization. When you read his novelization, it's the guy that made the movie, knows the characters, and the whole book is extra scenes, and you see the characters in your head while you're reading it. It's so good.
So cool.
If you like the movie, and so.
And then oftentimes these were just kind of knocked out quickly by the studios, or how does that work out?
Pretty much, authors would only get sometimes a few weeks to a month, to write them. So they had to write them really fast. So they went to pros. Like Alan Dean Foster was a pro, and he knew he could knock them out and stuff like that. I think he told us the record he had was Terminator 3. He had to write Terminator 3 so fast and he had to keep changing it because the script kept changing. And then when the novelization came out, if you go in the back of the novelization, you had to log on a website to read the ending on a website because it was such a chaotic production, that one. So, but yeah, man, you have
seen Terminator 3. I've never seen that movie.
I've never seen it either.
Not Terminator 3. I'm sorry. Terminator Salvation, the one with Christian Bale.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Christian
Salvation?
Bale. I've never seen that either.
3.
That's 4. That's 4.
Yeah, that's 4. I'm so sorry. I actually like 3.
It's kind of good, right? Isn't 4 good?
He's nodding his head no.
I stopped at 2. I've seen no Terminator properties beyond.
I don't blame you. I watched them all. They're re-releasing 2 in 3D next weekend.
I saw that.
It's a dope conversion, actually. If you go see it, the conversion's really good.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, it was the one with Christian Bale. So that's the one that Alan. Yeah. Anyway, they don't get a lot of time to write these books, so that's why they have to be extremely fast, and they have to take a script that's 90 pages, and then they have to turn it into a 300-page book. So there's writers that do it really well, and then writers that
phone it in.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about doing it well. So, I remember being 8 years old or 9 years old in 1978, 79, and reading Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which was Alan Dean Foster's Star Wars sequel novel. And that idea of Luke Skywalker, showing up and having to fight Darth Vader on this planet over kyber crystals just absolutely blew my mind. And that was what George had a script that then became Empire later. I'm assuming you've covered this on your podcast, Best Movies Never Made.
Not Splinter to Mind's Eye. we touch on it. I'm not sure if we're touching on it a lot in the documentary, but what happened was George Lucas hires Alan Dean Foster to write the book for Star Wars. And they get along really well, you know. Alan kills it. And actually, George Lucas's name's on that book, not Alan Dean Foster. It didn't come out till years later that Alan Dean actually wrote it.
Interesting.
And then George Lucas,
Spicy.
exactly. And then before Star Wars comes out, George Lucas tells Alan Dean Foster, like, yo, do you want to write a sequel to Star Wars just in case Star Wars comes out and it bombs? You know, I have,
Right.
you know, he took some of his props with him and all this stuff. And so Splinter of the Mind's Eye was going to be the low budget sequel to Star Wars if Star Wars bombed. But Star Wars did very well and Empire Strikes Back was made. So none of it was used in Empire Strikes Back. Alan Dean Foster, Splinter of the Mind's Eye is its own thing. It's all Alan Dean Foster and has one of the greatest book covers
The
ever.
cover's incredible. Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely amazing. Well,
Really
we're excited.
cool
Do you have
guy.
time? We're excited to see, and we'll be looking forward to digging deep into that world. Your Twitter feed is amazing. Just seeing those novelization covers on those bookshelves stuffed full of novelizations just really looks amazing.
Yeah,
I was just looking up the cover. I have seen that before, but it's been a while.
Oh, it's so dope. Yeah, the director's collecting all those books. And the funniest thing is, like one time we put up a book that was in the S's and Vincenzo Natali like wrote, "Is that Scanners 2 I see right there?" You know, so that was really cool and stuff like that happens like on Twitter because we had a Scanners 2 novelization up in there. He didn't care about the book that was even featured. It was like he was looking at the spines. He's like, Scanners 2.
Yeah. You know, we have not done Scanners on this podcast. I just want to put that out there. As an FYI.
Classic.
Absolute classic. Well, we are thrilled to have you on here.
Beyond thrilled.
Stephen. This
you
is
guys are too
amazing. This is your fifth appearance on the podcast. You did your Jodorowsky's Dune, Alien, Event Horizon, and now, and Jaws last year, which was an incredible episode. You and Dale, who unfortunately could not join us today, but is with us in spirit. But we are doing, as we promised we would the last time we saw you, we are doing Rennie Harlin's 1999 shark thriller, Deep Blue Sea.
One of the best.
Agree.
We'll see. We'll see.
Whoa. What's that?
Yeah, Matt has already been shit talking this movie for a week. It's crazy.
Dude.
It's so disrespectful to both
worry.
you, Stephen, and just to humanity, frankly.
We have plenty of time to get into that at the bottom of the hour. Before we do, Jason, next week, it's the return of our Scream Queen. Meredith Borders returns.
That's
what
great.
A tear. What a tear.
We haven't seen her in a while.
She's been busting her ass. So the Fangoria book has gone to print.
Great.
And they also
I'm getting my copy.
Starlog. Yeah.
Yep.
I know, that's so dope. Starlog is
Isn't it dope?
Isn't that cool?
Oh my God. Yes.
It's very cool.
And they're doing all these limited run print magazine things that are super cool. So love seeing that. Cannot wait to catch up with her. And we're finally doing a movie, Jason, because Jason loves body horror. If there's one thing we know, especially since we did Videodrome, he loves body horror. And we are doing 1986's classic, The Fly.
Yeah, I
Nice.
especially like it when it's involved with like weird sex stuff. That's like my favorite. Is just like gross, gloopy body horror with weird sex stuff. So,
Have you seen Society from 1989?
No.
No.
Dude, you gotta see Society. That's
I
the
avoid
ultimate
this genre.
Dude,
Like
that's
someone
the
with
ultimate sexy. No, I want to say sexy.
body.
Ooh, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, body horror.
Dude, right.
Not sexy.
We'll have to get Corey on the horn.
You gotta see that. Screaming Mad George just passed away, which is very sad, but that's like his opus. I think next to The Thing, Society has some of the best practical effects in the finale. I'll just stop there because I want to keep it.
This is just what Jason wants to hear. Yeah, perfect.
That's great.
I finally watched
We'll add
Possession,
that to the list.
which was which was really awesome. So
Yeah.
that is
Samuel.
next week. Next week we have The Fly. Jason, can we do some quick Hatch news?
Hatch news from beyond.
We have to start by saying R.I.P. to a legend. Dolly Parton passed today.
I know, passed
at the
away this
age
morning.
at 80. Too young.
That's
Too young for
too
Dolly.
young. Too young.
She
was a real
listen to
was
this.
a real gift.
Listen to this. I Will Always Love You, right? She wrote
Mhm.
that, not Celine Dion. Jolene, Islands in the Stream. Then you have like 9 to 5 and Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Like she was a vocalist and an acting powerhouse.
Fun
And
lady.
then she was just cool as shit. Just amazing.
Cool as shit. Did cool stuff with her money. Love to see it. She lived a great life. We're grateful to her.
Did you ever meet?
and
Did
yeah.
she ever end up in the White House or anything? Like any
Not
stuff
when I
there?
was there. I'm sure she'd been in the White House many times, but not she didn't come visit the fucking digital basement in the EEOB, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. Can't say. Well, she will live on forever. We will remember her, and 9 to 5 when on the pod.
It's that's one of my kids' favorite songs from the whole Trolls like trilogy. I don't know how many movies are in Trolls. I think it's a trilogy. But there's a part
Okay.
where there's a part where they sing 9 to 5 in one of those movies, and my kids love that version of the song. So yeah.
Amazing.
I saw that she was like a uncredited producer on the Buffy the Vampire series. And I didn't know that.
What?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was seeing it. Yeah, I was seeing that pop up. I was like, no way. So that's kind of cool if that's true.
That
but
is very cool.
Yeah. And I saw 9 to
cool.
5 and Best Little Whorehouse in Texas in the theaters as a kid. And yeah.
Of
Wow.
course.
Of course,
Same.
yeah, I'm up there. Yeah,
a great movie day out with the family.
Well, 2 separate occasions.
Yeah.
Whorehouse was a little uncomfortable at the time, but yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
Come on, kids, we're going to see a movie about a whorehouse.
It was the 80s. There wasn't a lot of animated movies out like there is today.
No, you didn't have a lot of choice. You get one kids movie a year.
Yeah,
that's it.
Pretty much.
My
dad didn't want to see those movies.
Yes. Yeah. All right, Jason, what about Lanterns? Are you caught up?
I did. I just watched episode 2 of Lanterns this morning, anticipating that you might ask about it. I'm doing my work. It's great. Lanterns is great. Lanterns is
really
great.
fun.
I mean, look.
Are you watching it, Steven? Have you seen it?
Yeah. I like it.
This isn't a spoiler, but there's a scene in episode 2 where Kyle Chandler walks onto a football field, and if you don't feel something when that happens, like you're not living. So it's great. It's great. Kyle Chandler's great. I love that it's like, I don't like the whole, as a non-comics reader, the whole Lanterns lore has always been very like fascinating to me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with these fucking lanterns? And so I love that we're getting just weird, weird shit about the Lantern Corps. It's one of the most bizarre superhero stories. And it's really fun. So yeah, I'm into it. Feeling it. I'm excited for the next one.
It feels like they're just like dropping a bunch of like clues all over the place that are just like completely unconnected, like the medical equipment or the people kind of missing in town, or like just generally what's going on with the guys that were grabbing Stewart and what his deal is in general. I guess we'll get a bunch more story, but the vibes are pretty immaculate on the show.
Yeah, I mean, it is like it's obviously it is very like True Detective, and so it's like, but it's like instead of the Yellow King, it's like Sinestro, like it's just like it's like there is a dark mystery that undergirds the world, but like it's fucking aliens with magic rings, so I like it. I'm into it. It's really weird.
Cool. I'm glad you are caught up.
It gets my seal of approval. I'm caught up. I'm ready to watch more.
I I didn't have to browbeat you. That's always a good feeling.
Are you
on
caught
the
up on
podcast.
on the Agency? Have you started watching the Agency?
I haven't started the Agency. I haven't started.
Well,
the
it looks like
Agency.
one of us did our work and one of us didn't. So, guess this
We'll
is how
see.
it
I'll
will
get
be.
there. I'll get there.
Yeah.
Hey, on sale starting today. Avengers Endgame: Encore. The re-release
The
on
tickets.
September 25th.
They're doing a special
Yeah.
popcorn bucket.
Oh, really? What is it?
They're doing like a Infinity Gauntlet's popcorn bucket. I think also maybe an
That's
Iron
smart.
Man mask popcorn bucket. Yeah, they're basically re-releasing the movie to do the popcorn bucket.
Popcorn bucket.
We're in the middle. We before as vacation was ending, we watched half of Avengers Endgame, but not 100% of Avengers Endgame. So we're like literally like an hour and a half into Endgame, and the kids have forgotten about it
Wow.
now. To get back to it at some point, but I don't know. Maybe I'm solo parenting for the next 2 nights, so maybe we'll throw that on. Maybe we'll throw that on for bedtime. See how that works
Huh.
out. Yeah.
I don't understand how you do it. For me, it's like an event with Sam. Like we are sitting down, we're going to be watching, Captain America, Civil War. Like we will clear the afternoon and we will just sit down and lock in and go for it. You seem to have a very cavalier method of approaching this.
Yeah, I'm very casual about it. I mean, I think this kind of is indicative of our various personalities and probably also parenting styles.
How do you do it, Steven, for the dog? Like, do you have to do you make them watch stuff in specific order,
dog.
or MCU order? Like,
Nah, he's just passed out all the time.
Yeah,
Shih
it's like-
Tzu.
ha!
He pops up
Yeah.
every once in a while when there's an explosion. Yeah, he's all right.
Well, I will say for all of the shit talking that we've been doing for the Doomsday trailers, like when the trailer started and Cap was just like tightening up his shield on his arm or whatever, like I legit got choked up like instantly. So seeing the crowd reactions on your left and the portals opening and hearing that, like I remember
for
being there
Endgame
in the
yeah,
theater.
yeah.
For Endgame,
yeah.
for Endgame, like that shit.
I have some,
worked.
you know what's funny about that? I had definitely seen all the Marvel movies when Endgame came out. I hadn't yet given up, but I had forgot. I had no memory of On Your Left, and so On Your Left meant nothing to me when that moment. I was like, I don't know what that means. But it now seems kind of cool. I do think like that whole thing is probably the peak for Marvel and will never be reached again. It just feels like very difficult. Oh, I also watched Loki season 1 because I was told by Disney that I had to in order to understand anything that happened. And man, that movie's shit. Like that TV show is like people really like said nice things about it. It's incomprehensible bullshit. Like they'd already, and I love Hiddleston. I love Loki as a character, and isn't it Tom Hiddleston as Loki?
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, I like him. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on in there. It's no agency.
I think it's fairly. It's no agency. That's your new bar for everything.
It's my new bar.
It's a bit incomprehensible, but the production design is exceptional. Really good. Love those old
it's cool.
computers.
Yeah.
And like
All that stuff, all the little gadgetry is cool. Like, yeah, that part's cool. And then like Jonathan Majors showing up at the end of season 1, spoilers for Loki, as Kang, which is now just a thing that's been memory hold. And like obviously Jonathan Majors had to be like memory hold because of of his off-screen crimes.
Yeah.
But like he's terrible. Like he's terrible in it. Like it's like he's doing some really broad over the top thing. And I also hadn't seen Quantum Mania or whichever one is the one that shows up at then. I was like, all right, let me just, maybe there's something I'm missing here. And he's horrible. Like he's just so bad. So anyway, I'm against it.
Did you watch Lovecraft Country, Steven? Did you watch that show on HBO?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch that one.
show. I like that show.
That was
he was all right in that
actually...
Creed movie.
Creed, I still
saw that one. Creed 3, I think. I didn't.
He was good in that, but I don't know. I don't remember Quantumania much. Did you watch season 2 of Loki?
Terrible.
You did. I'd never watched season 2.
I couldn't sign up. I couldn't sign up for more of it. I was like, okay, like whatever the fuck.
I gave up.
Too much.
I wanted to like season
Disney.
1. Actually, because I like you said, I like the character a lot, and I was actually kind of excited.
I heard it was good. Like I was ready for it to be good.
It just wasn't for me.
Is Thunderbolts good? the one
I
with,
liked
because
it.
I like
People really
because I like
like
Florence
Thunderbolts.
Pugh. I like Florence Pugh in
Oh, she's awesome.
Spider-Man, which I've seen a second time now. So I'm doing my part for. Let it not be said. I'm doing my part for
Disney shareholders.
the 25%. Yeah, 25% stake that they own in Spider-Man.
Did you both
okay.
not see Thunderbolts?
No,
I haven't seen Thunderbolts. I need to see it.
Really? You should.
Yeah.
I liked
See?
it a lot, actually. I don't know. I think it's a fun movie. I like the
You know
cast. I
what's
like their
really
chemistry.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's worth a watch.
People
She's
really like
awesome in it, Florence.
Yeah, she's supposed to. That's why, because like my kids love like Little Potatoes and the whole bit from Spider-Man that she's in.
Small potatoes.
You know
Yeah.
what's crazy about Spider-Man? Taking your kids to go see Spider-Man, and my son like very much like has an analytic left brain like me, and so like wants to know like sort of all the Wikipedia pages for things. I've now had to explain to him like sort of why. I've had to explain to him like why. He just asked straight up. He's like, "Why is Spider-Man Sony?" And I was like, "All right, well,
Whoa.
once upon a time, there was a comic book company, and that comic book company ran out of money, and they had to sell off all their shit, and they sold off Spider-Man for like no money, and now." They have to lease Spider-Man back when they want to make the best and most profitable and most entertaining movies in their
Of all time.
franchise while they sift through the shit that they actually own instead. So that's what's going on there. And so, yeah, I've had to explain to him like corporate IP ownership so he understands like why. And he's like, well, why is it different in the animated ones? I was like, well, once again, like we must go to the contracts for you to understand this. It's very funny.
Oh man.
But he likes it. He appreciates getting to know the particulars.
Go Griffin. That's impressive.
He's in deep.
I will say, speaking of knowing the particulars of Hollywood, I just want to give a shout out for the book that I am almost finishing reading, which is The Last Kings of Hollywood. Coppola, Lucas, Spielberg, and the Battle for the Soul of American Cinema.
Who wrote this book?
This is by Paul Fisher, and it's a very well sourced book, and it's literally like having access to the sacred Jedi texts. Like you're like sitting outside on the grass at USC while John Milius and George are talking, and trying to chat up girls, and Milius is talking about this idea for a movie called Apocalypse Now, and George doing THX 1138 and how it got out and how he met Francis and how they started American Zoetrope together and won and then fell out and then got back together and through The Godfather. I'm just at Star Wars right now. And then Spielberg as this, younger kid who showed up and was like a fan of theirs and then got a TV directing gig from Sid Sheinberg and
Sid Sheinberg Wind Company. It's amazing.
Yeah, slowly made his way up. So this is a really, really fantastic book, and I highly recommend anyone listening to this podcast give it a listen.
What's it called?
Good. The Last Kings of Hollywood. It's really great. Right now, I got Lucas working on that, and Coppola losing his mind in Vietnam in 1976, like running out of money and just in a total disaster. The last thing I want to just do a quick
book. I'm gonna check it out.
Audiobook.
Sorry.
Yes, the audiobook is very good. The last thing I want to shout out is the Dune Part 3 IMAX 70 millimeter Escape Hatch Meetup. Requests site is live. So you can go right now and request tickets to join us for free at the meetup. And that is at escapehatchpod.com/part3, the number 3 meetup. Check it out. Give us your info. And we will give you some tickets and you can come party with us. Steven, that's December 18th if you can make it up to San Francisco.
I wish I could. I might be heading back east for the holiday, unfortunately.
All right. Well, you think about it. And for everybody else, we chose the perfect date. Thank you, Warner Brothers. Nephew. All right. Are you guys ready to get into this movie?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Deep Blue Sea is What happens when we learn the hard way that the rules of nature still apply to us? On a remote, half-submerged research station in the open ocean off the coast of California, Dr. Susan McAllister has spent years hunting a cure for Alzheimer's in the brain tissue of mako sharks. A year ago, when she discovered that shark brains are too small to supply the harvest she craves, she broke every scientific convention and genetically modified her subjects to make their brains bigger. But when a dangerous storm rolls in and a routine harvest goes catastrophically wrong, the staff discovers exactly what McAllister's tampering produced. 3 sharks that are faster, stronger, and vastly smarter than anything we have ever faced. As the facility floods and the crew is picked off one by one, shark wrangler Carter Blake and a cook named Preacher will realize the hunters have been herding them deck by deck and be forced to outsmart them if they hope to prevent this dangerous new threat from escaping into the deep blue sea.
Deep blue sea.
Deepest, bluest. My head is like a shark's fin. Deepest, bluest.
So good. It's really the best
It
movie
is.
we've ever covered.
Have you seen the
It's
music
so good.
video?
Yes.
Oh,
I
it's so
have.
dope.
It's so dope.
He morphs into a shark.
He morphs into a shark.
It's so good.
Mighty Morphin Animorphs.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. So, Stephen, what was your very first experience with Deep Blue Sea in '99?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, so I did see it in the theater, but this was a very. I was excited for this movie. I did not know it was coming out until. Well, here's the thing: there was no theatrical shark movie since 1987, and as a shark, Jaws: The Revenge.
Wow.
Jaws: The Revenge comes out and kind of kills the theatrical shark movie, and it was a bummer. And I remember just being at this production office in Brentwood, and they would get Hollywood Reporters and Daily Varieties, Entertainment Weeklies, and I was looking through some summer movie preview, which is my favorite thing every summer because I love summer movies. And I saw that little still of Thomas Jane underwater with the shark, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And it's coming out this summer. And I know it was the summer of the Phantom Menace, but I gotta say, man, it was like 2 movies coming out that summer. It was Lake Placid and Deep Blue Sea, because killer alligators and crocodiles is my other favorite subgenre. So it was like I was so hyped for this summer. And oh my god,
have you talked to your therapist about the
why,
sharks, the alligators,
why things with
like
teeth?
what? Yeah,
no,
what's the attraction?
that's a good question. I should probably. If I ever go,
Okay.
I'll probably be going to one soon. So maybe that is a good question for them.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there you go. You can start with Doc. First question. Okay, continue.
Yeah,
I thought you should talk to your therapist too. Doc, first question. That's good. That's just good therapy.
Yeah, so I was hyped, and I guess I liked both movies. Yeah, because again, like Lake Placid was another. There hadn't been like a theatrical shark movie. I mean, alligator movie. I think since Alligator. I think Alligator 2 got a limited theatrical, but so it was like this ultimate summer of 2 of my favorite genres. But I was hyped for it, and I don't watch movie trailers. When Mission Impossible and Men in Black came out, both trailers gave away the ending. And so from that moment on, I stayed away from trailers. And the Deep Blue Sea trailer was the hardest trailer not to watch. And
because you're so tempted.
Yeah.
You knew there were delights in there.
I was like losing it in the theater every time the trailer came on. But yeah, I went opening weekend and I saw it up in like Burbank. And yeah, man, I think it's like the second best like shark movie to ever be released. I have it above Jaws 2, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Whoa,
that's right.
damn.
I agree with this assessment. I think it's easy. I think it's easy to contend that that's true.
Wow.
That's great.
Jason, did you see this in theaters as well?
I didn't see it in theaters. I wasn't tracking it at the time. I saw it on video later. Same with Lake Placid too, actually. Like neither did I see.
Your audio suddenly has gotten very quiet, Jason. I don't know what's going on, but suddenly your audio. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. I can hear you.
Is it okay?
It's okay.
So I never.
It's just definitely. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I saw this movie later. It's all I can think of now. And I loved it.
I'm sorry.
And I decided it was one of the best movies ever. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, that's what you got.
I agree.
Okay. I never saw this movie. I fell off of the idea of kind of like um final girl style movies, particularly with like aliens and in any of that kind of stuff, because so many of them felt
Because of your
so
commitment as a feminist. That's why you.
uh
That's why.
no, just because of the kind of derivative nature
I
of
see.
many
Yeah.
of them. Some of them seem like they're so like that's why I didn't watch Event Horizon, which we did together until recently. So I've learned that there's definitely good stuff in there in the midst of that, but I had always
The
avoided
formula
this
works.
film. It can
The formula
work.
can work.
So you don't
Just
like that? You don't like that the pick off like genre, like isolated, and that's not your thing?
That's not my thing, unless you had figure out some way to really subvert it or do something else. Like I like horror movies. I don't have any problem with that. But I loved Midsummer or Hereditary films that are kind of weirder and not in that more conventional format. Does that make sense?
Matt's too weird. Matt's like he can't put him in a box. He's not conventional. He's outre.
I'm a sucker for it because I love alien ripoffs because I just love watching kind of like the same formula over and over again. It's like comforting, like slasher movies. It's the same formula. But anyway, I'm sorry. Don't mean to cut you off.
No. That's, I mean, listen, obviously many people share your enthusiasm in that way. And I guess I'll have to think about what are the greatest ones of all time that have subverted it in my mind. Or that worked. Even like Alien Covenant, I refused to watch that movie when it came out, and I finally did. And like the David doing fucked up shit on the planet seemed very cool, but then in the end, having the alien tearing everybody apart and Danny McBride's trying to fight his way out, I was just like, we've just like fallen into something here that did not excite me. Did you like that one, Dave? Did you like that one, Steven? Covenant?
I don't mind it. I saw it in the theaters. I was a little weird with it, but then when I rewatched it, I kind of enjoyed it. You know what? I'm a sucker for all the alien movies. I just like them. I don't know what it is. And that one I didn't think I liked, but then I ended up liking on my second viewing. I like Prometheus also a lot. Like I said, I like alien ripoffs. I've watched a lot of terrible ones. So I think I just like being alone in space and there's a weird creature and people getting picked off. I just like
I still
that
haven't
stuff.
seen whichever the more recent one is of Covenant or Prometheus.
Covenant was the
Covenant?
last one.
Yeah, I
Romulus
still haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that either.
I thought Romulus
Yeah,
was a lot of fun. I was surprised. I went to see it and I really enjoyed it. So maybe I'm backing off my own point. All right, let's do some quick behind the scenes here. So this script went through many different hands. Duncan Kennedy did the original one, and then Donna Powers and Wayne Powers came in and did the final pass on this script. It was also produced Jason Akiva Goldsman of Batman and Robin fame and many other things. But this film was kind of billed as Rennie Harlin's last chance. He had done Long Kiss Goodnight, and then he did Cutthroat Island in '95, which was like just the biggest financial disaster in movie history. It bankrupted Carolco Pictures. So the question was, could Harlan come in and make an action picture on a budget and get it done? They shot this thing in Mexico at the Fox Baja Studios in the water tanks from Titanic. So they had the space to build something pretty special. And the budget, $60 to $82 million. That's a bit of a wide range there. But worldwide box office, $165 million.
Crushed it. Everyone agrees this is the second best shark movie after Jaws. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
I think now more than ever, not as much back then, unfortunately, but now it's definitely caught on because it's awesome. But I love Rennie Harlan, though.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, we'll get into Rennie Hart for sure. But in July of 1999, at the box office, The Sixth Sense, The Blair Witch Project, Eyes Wide Shut, American Pie, and I guess Phantom Menace, right, had come out a couple months before.
I saw all of those in the theater, but not this one.
And Lake Placid.
Lake Placid, I didn't see it. I saw Lake
Nice.
Placid much later on home video, in like, early 2000, I think. It was like an incredibly stoned evening at a friend's house, and I legitimately thought Lake Placid was the greatest movie I'd ever seen in my life. I couldn't believe like how amazing it was. I don't know if it holds up.
Because you didn't expect it to be that type of a fun movie when you went to see it.
You didn't expect it to be that fun. You didn't expect it to be that fun. And it is very, very fun.
Who's the lead in Lake Placid?
Betty White.
And Bill Pullman. Right? Bill Pullman? Am I losing my mind?
Maybe. It seems
Old
right.
man brain. Hold on. Who's Lake Placid? Is it? Maybe it's not. Wait, I'm losing it.
Lake Placid.
Bill Pullman, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then Bridget Fonda.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oliver
Platt. Oliver Platt.
I do love
Pardigay.
Oliver Platt. All right.
Brendan Gleeson. Great options.
I'm probably not going to watch it.
We should do that. We should make that a double feature. Lake Placid next week, Stephen. Come back.
All right.
What do you think this is? The Summer of Jason? All right. Stephen, where do you want to start? What is your first point for this movie?
I guess the opening scene, because I think what's interesting about the opening scene, I think it looks great. And it's unusual for an aquatic or a animal attack movie to open without a attack. With people being eaten. It's very rare because I watch a lot of these movies. And that's the first thing you end up getting. And
like the helicopter shot in Los Angeles. It's like, it has a very distinct feel to it.
Yeah, because I remember it being in the theater. I'm like, oh my God, there's 4 people and they're going to get eaten. I was all excited in the theater. And at first I was a little disappointed, but then going back to the movie more and more, I kind of appreciated it. Like, I love Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 because and at first I hated the opening, and then I grown to like the opening where it starts off in a hospital and you think they're doing a retread of the original Halloween 2, and Rob Zombie's like, F you. I don't know if you could curse on here. I'm not doing what they did with the original movie. This is my Halloween 2. And I think and then he completely takes you out of it. And I just became a huge fan of that movie because it finally became his Halloween. That the Halloween 1, he was too tied to the original. And so going to this movie, in the opening, you're expecting them to die like in Jaws or something. But then when you pull back, it's really an introduction to kind of Thomas Jane also, his character. And when you read all these, I don't know, I read a lot of script writing books. And it's always about having like the first frame of the movie to match like the final frame. And there you have Thomas Jane with the spear gun in the opening, and at the very end holding the spear gun again. So it's very interesting. I kind of, it grew on me, the opening of this movie. And I guess in the original draft, someone did die. I never got my hands on the original draft. I think I read it somewhere. Someone died, and that's what led someone to go there to investigate.
Okay.
But in this one, they didn't kill anyone. I think there was this battle because every article I read, when you listen to the commentary, they're not it's not exactly a Jaws ripoff, but they can't help but to constantly nod at Jaws and have similarities to Jaws. Like they can't help it. But I think they did a great job by not having it like a holiday weekend. Because when Jaws comes out and all their Jaws ripoffs, it's holiday weekend. It's a regatta. It's a windsurfing contest. And they have to stop it. And then all of a sudden this movie comes out and it's like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like there's none of that. We have a completely different environment for a shark, It's alien, the alien environment. Instead of Nostromo, it's this Aquatica place. So I thought that was cool.
That's great.
I like that. Yeah, I definitely like that too. Although I'm confused because I don't even remember that as the opening of the film. I just remember the helicopter showing up in L.A. So um, I started the movie when I searched on Apple TV and it pushed me over to fucking Hulu, which I have with no
Mm.
ads, but it was apparently showing me sci-fi on Hulu
Yeah,
with a
yeah, yeah. I
sci-fi
watched that.
logo and ads. And when it
Yeah,
got
I
to the
watched it
first
with
logo,
ads.
No.
fuck that, man. I'm not watching a movie with ads. So I had to spend
I watched it. I
$13.
watched it with ads this time. I got a lot of Timmy Chalamet doing
Jesus.
gambling site ads. Yeah.
I have
I
the
was like, no,
DVD
Wow.
this
and
is
Blu-ray.
good. This is good. This I feel this vibe.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Jason, where do you want to start?
I just love the pacing of the movie. Like I think it to build on Steven's point. Like I love that like it just goes. Like this movie is not slow paced. It is not like a slow burn. Like people like like both Stellan and Sam Jackson die within the first act of the movie. Like it's like and like very like grotesquely and surprisingly, I feel. And like like it really all goes to shit like quite quickly in this movie. Like there's not a lot of kind of playing around with, oh, like I don't wonder what's gonna happen with the smart sharks. It's like what fucking time it is with the smart sharks. The smart sharks are gonna fuck this place up. And I really like that. It also reminded me a bit in structure of um the Andromeda Strain, which is a movie I really
Mm.
like because like
Hmm.
the facility is a character in the movie that like becomes like sort of the thing that needs to be escaped, and that like provides like a really good structure I think to the movie, because it's like, oh,
Totally.
like the sharks are just fucking up this facility and they've got to climb up and the water's getting higher. It's like that has like a very kind of video game quality, I would say, where it's like like it's an underwater level from a video game that you've got to escape. And I really liked that aspect of it too. So just like structurally, I really liked it. And I was surprised when I was like doing research for the film at like how many different cuts and drafts there were of this thing. Like it like, and Steven can probably speak to this better than I can, but like it really went through a journey both in the writing and then in the edit to kind of come up with what they wanted to do here. And I thought that was surprising because I thought where they ended up was so smart.
No,
Hmm.
agree. I never was able to find the original script or anything for this, so I'm
Mm,
bummed I couldn't. I'm curious to read like the first draft because supposedly like because they bought it in
yeah.
like '94 and then and they worked on it for a few years, and then when Rennie came on board a few years later is when they really started moving forward with it. But I couldn't find like the guy that sold the original draft what his take was, and it was supposed to be different. So
The one reference I found was that it was supposed to be like the crew was like a bunch of blue collar workers with no weapons to fight back. And so
Space
it was like,
truckers.
mhm.
so yeah, so it was like it was more kind of like using like, sort of their, like knowledge of like, fucking tools and shit that they were able to like get out versus like having these like sort of more having like these guys that are a little bit more high tech and like more scientific. That was
I'm
like
gonna drill
one.
to 600 feet or whatever. I promise
Yeah.
I'll hit
Yeah.
600 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
The
know.
mythical
I don't know.
blue collar voter saving the day.
The
Yeah.
alien
For
thing
me,
again, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, totally. The thing that worked for me in this was definitely the action ride that we were on, and I totally agree with you, Jason. Like, I mean, it's one thing when Stellan gets his arm bit off. I'm like, that's not great. But when the shark smashes Stellan into the window,
That it's
and then
amazing, right? I mean, that's amazing. Like you can't. I mean, like if you look at that, if you look at Stellan Skarsgård being smashed in, like when he's still got the mask on, so
yeah,
he's alive as it's
breathe
happening,
underwater. Yeah,
and like the people are like, oh god, like if you can't look at like the fucking mathematician from Goodwill Hunting getting smashed into a fucking glass wall by a smart shark and just find some delight, like you should stop watching movies because it's a fantastic reason for movies to exist.
It's epic, that
yeah.
scene.
Yeah,
It's like
That
they
yeah,
did
it's
what
yeah.
happens at the end of Jaws 3, but they just topped it and they gave you
there's like let me go a step further. There's not a single bad death in this movie. Like all of the deaths are amazing in this movie. Like they're so fun. Like the Samuel Jackson surprise, like truly in seeing this movie for the first time was shocking because you're like he's mid like spiel about like how we're going to get out of here. And like, I was, we were frozen. Ice, like ice has ice moves as though it has a brain and like all this stuff. And like, well, according to the fish, like he's got this whole thing. It's like, we are getting out of here now, chomp. Like, I mean, it's just, and then it's not just chomp. Like they show the body in the water getting torn apart. Michael Rappaport gets just absolutely annihilated. Whichever body it is where the leg gets, his leg still twitching.
Rules.
I mean, it's all, they're all good. Like all of the deaths are great in this movie. It's some of the best shark deaths you'll ever see.
So I had spoiled for me the Samuel L. Jackson death, so I knew that one was coming. But the one that was not spoiled for me was when Susan gets cooked at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And when she was absolutely obliterated and cut in half and just with extreme prejudice, just wasted. That was like so amazing to me. And then it turns out originally she was going to survive. She would survive. She'd fire she would survive, save the day, fire the harpoon, kiss Carter, and the audiences just absolutely hated it. So they had to reshoot
test audiences didn't like it.
They're like, this lady doesn't deserve to live. Yeah, I read the script. I read the ending of the script, and it's in there, and it's pretty amazing how they had to do a last minute reshoot. And when I was watching it this time with that in mind, I was just like, they killed it with that reshoot because like that set must have been gone. And like like she in the script, she still goes, like Preacher, they lay him down. You think he's out for the rest of the movie. In the script, he is out for the rest of the movie at that point.
Of course.
She jumps into the water to cut herself to get the shark towards her. And then when she runs to the ladder, she grabs it and it breaks. Homeboy, Jane, what's his name? Jane,
Thomas Jane Carter.
Thomas Jane jumps in the water and he has her like jump on his shoulders to get her up. And then he does that thing where he flips over the shark and grabs his tail. And then she grabs the harpoon gun. And then they go under the water, and then she, after she shoots the shark goes under the water with him, like attached to it. And then she has to blow him up, still knowing he's under the water with her. So it's like that Jaws ending where it's like, oh, I have to blow him up but he's under the water. I don't know what's going to happen. So she does it. He blows up, and then Thomas Jane comes out of the water and ends up, she gave him like a little knife that they cut out of the movie. And then they, embraced. Yes. And there was more scenes with them falling in love. They cut out also.
Yeah.
To
which
make
is
her
it's a good fucking edit. Like they really, they've like, I mean, it's crazy how like the audiences, like the test screen was correct. Yeah. Like it was a good note. They made a better movie.
No, it is because when LL, his hand comes up over the concrete and he rises up, you're like,
it's great.
He does the win. He kills 2 sharks and that scene rules. Like,
I think this is one of my I have 4 points, so I'll burn one of my other points here, which is that like, I think what they discovered during the edit and the screenings is that like LL Cool J is like low-key the hero of the movie and like is like the most charismatic actor in the movie. Like I don't know how, I mean, the movie was successful and he clearly, wins the movie. I don't know how this didn't lead to more shit for him because he's fantastic in this. Like every time he's on screen, it's the most compelling part. And half the time he's on screen, he's acting with a fucking bird. Like he's not even like, he doesn't even have a scene partner. He's like doing weird religious, just monologues. It's so good. He's so fantastic in this. I was absolutely stoked. My memory of the movie was LL Cool J was fantastic in this movie. And I was like, oh, it's going to be great to watch it. And I was still surprised how good LL Cool J was in the movie.
He is, even the confessional scene with the camera.
Scene. Yeah, exactly. That scene was really good.
Yeah. Because you're expecting it to be sappy.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's legitimately moving, and then when he gets to the omelet recipe, it's funny and it breaks the tension. Like that was really
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, my ass keeps putting milk in omelets like an idiot. So it's like, yeah, I think L's right there because I can't make a good one. I gotta stop.
Yeah, I mean, I am a little surprised that he wasn't able to like. How did he not end up getting the role that Ludacris then rode to whatever 12 movies
Oh,
or
yeah.
something?
Yeah, it would have been good.
Um,
That would have been good.
he could have been
Yeah, I'm
another
not
bald
sure because
head
he's
next
been
to
acting
Vin
for a
Diesel.
while too, up to that point. Because he was in that Michael J. Fox James Woods movie, The Hard Way.
Mm,
Because he was
okay.
like, I think that was his first movie in like 89 or 90 or something. So he's been in movies up to that point. So, but I think that
Mm,
was the part first offered to Samuel Jackson. And then they had to come
interesting.
back to Samuel Jackson. They had to they rewrote some of it and wrote the scene for Samuel Jackson.
Hmm.
Well, the
Interesting.
one thing about the one thing the Samuel L. Jackson thing, there like it's rumored that basically Samuel L. Jackson was like, no, you got to kill me in the first act. I'm not doing the rest of this. I'm not doing this whole movie. And that's like how they ended up with. So it is like, I don't know the extent to which any, like some of these things are true. And like a lot of the stuff about the audience testing definitely appears to be true, but it is one of those constant themes that we return to in movies, which is just like, sometimes you really do just get lucky in like not having a good plan. Like, you just discover
Hmm.
something miraculous, like, despite everyone's best intentions of making something else. I feel like everything they did where they got confounded ended up making for a more compelling movie. So I don't know.
No, it really did
Hmm.
improve the ending of the movie because, in a weird
Yeah.
way, it's the Jaws ending where
Yeah.
LL blows up the shark, and then Thomas Jane rises out of the
Yep.
water after it
Yep.
explodes, and two men live at the ending of the movie. That normally doesn't happen in shark movies. Everybody
Yep.
dies except for the female. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the female usually is the last one. So this and Jaws is a rare
This and
movies where
Jaws.
like two males survive at the ending.
That's
And
what you
This
need
did
to make
also
one of the
have
best
the
ones.
This had the alien homage as well, right? Where Saffron Burrows strips down into her underwear, for the final showdown.
Yes, that's right.
In a
yes,
definite
good,
definite Ripley moment.
Definitely.
I I I like
100%.
that moment
Yeah.
where it was like, will she go into the water in order to get the data? And she's finally like, I can just redo these tests later. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and with the alien
I don't actually
point,
need
that's
those
why
results.
I was gonna say that's why Rennie Harlan casted Samuel L. Jackson because he wanted it to mirror Tom Skerritt in
Yafikoto.
Alien.
Oh,
Because when he went
Oh,
to see Alien,
I
he
see, I
thought
see.
Tom Skerritt was the star of the movie. And then when
Right,
Tom
right, right.
Skerritt dies in the middle, he was like, "Oh, who are the rest of these people in this movie?
That's
I
really
don't know these
interesting.
actors." And so that's why he
huh.
hired Samuel L. Jackson.
That's great.
It's really great.
Friend of the pod, Tom
I
Skerritt.
want to I want to talk about he turned 93 apparently today. Tom
God
Skerritt.
bless. Today's Tom Skerritt's
Happy
birthday?
apparently. Happy birthday, Tom. Um
Wow.
I want to talk about the production design and the cinematography in this movie because this movie looks like $1 million. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
really looks good. And the environment on the outside up at the surface looks really
Mm-hmm.
cool when they're like running around and jumping from, Mario level brick to brick or whatever at the end when it's half submerged. The beginning part and then all the stuff down below, whether it's the harvest room where they're doing the things, or the tunnel that they're flooding for Preacher when he is trying to get away from the shark. So the original production designer for this film is Joseph Bennett, who did Hardware. He later went on to do Rome, but he also was the production designer for Event Horizon, which we discussed, the
Mm.
three of us, on this podcast for its insanely good production design. However, they had huge problems. They were way behind schedule, over budget, and Harlan felt that Bennett's team had said no too many times. So they fired him and they hired production designer William Sandel, who came in
Mm.
And after this movie, he established himself as the ultimate water guy. He did this. He then did The Perfect Storm. He did Master and Commander. Hello.
Wow.
And Poseidon. So
Mm.
I love the way it looks. I love the fact that it looks like a space station underground. I do think ultimately the Abyss looks cooler than this, but I felt like it looked really good, especially the ladder tunnel with the fire constantly raining down pieces of stuff down on them. Like that just looked amazing. Really
love
good.
that. Yeah.
I did. Also, apparently, they built the Aquatica corridors so that the animatronic sharks could actually swim through them, which is why the sharks had so much more screen time in this film than anything else.
Sharks look great. Great shark work.
They're beautiful. And,
Talk about it, Stephen. Like there've been many sharks in film. Talk about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is probably some of the best practical sharks. They're also like remote controlled sharks too, which is amazing. He also did the shark in The Perfect Storm, the one that gets loose on the deck of the ship. Walt Conti, he did that shark. And then Marvin Peebles did a movie about the USS Indianapolis, and he did those sharks. And Marvin Peebles was telling me when I interviewed him for my doc, he was like blown away compared to Jaws the Revenge. Now there were these sharks just being remote controlled in the water, like swimming around. They're gorgeous. The skin on them, the sharks in this movie, because they're Makos, they don't really look like Makos, but because they're engineered.
Yeah.
It's cool that you can, mess with them a bit because their teeth and their mouths, they're vicious looking. They're really mean looking sharks. Crazy. Yeah, they picked a really cool shark. Again, they're trying to separate themselves from Jaws, but they can't help throwing that little freaking license plate thing in where it's the same license plate. Yeah, it's the same as the license plate in Jaws,
And the sharks are 1 foot longer than Bruce. From so they like
26.
I mean, it's like
25.
it is interesting, like sort of the stranglehold that Jaws has on like sharks as a concept in society. That if you're gonna make a shark movie, it's like, well, it's gonna be about Jaws to some degree. But yeah, they look great. They look so slick.
Like the scene when she pierces the skin, it's like, oh, it looks so good.
It did look that looked really good. Although I can't imagine sleeping through that. That feels like that would wake you up when I stick
I love that there's a shark. Like there's a shark in a hallway scene in this movie. Like you don't like like what other shark movie has like an indoor shark threat? It's like a really, I'm sure Steven will name 5, but like it does seem like really exciting to me. It's like, oh yeah, this shark's gonna chase Cool J through a fucking hallway. I love that part. I love that part.
This is the first to do it though. That's what's cool about it.
Yeah. Jason, did the brain juice, did that give you Way of Water flashbacks or like Piacon brain juice extraction?
Yes, no, definitely. 100%. Yeah, James Cameron, you fucking hack. You stole the that like the fish have secret juice that we must drain from their brains to elongate our lives. Yeah. You give these people some of the fucking Avatar money, for God's sakes.
For God's sakes. What's your next point, Stephen?
I guess like when I'm looking at the script at the ending, when Thomas Jane talks to Saffron Burrows about the facility is sinking and the whole time the sharks were hurting them. This was the sharks' plan all along. That's why it didn't kill Thomas Jane after it killed Michael Rappaport, Like in the script, it reads longer. Like he goes more in depth into it. And it's almost like a Usual Suspect Kaiser Sose thing of like, oh man, you mean all along? And I'm shocked they didn't touch on that a little bit more in the movie and let it sink in that every step that the sharks did was to flood the facility so they can escape. But the weird thing is when you think about it is when Stellan Skarsgård. They bit his arm on purpose, and they wanted the helicopter to come, but the fact that they knew that the helicopter guys would slip and Stellan Skarsgård would go underwater, that would start the whole chain of events. Like when going back to Starlog, as I love Starlog, they had all they had storyboards from this movie, and the original storyboard was Stellan Skarsgård was hanging up out of the water, and the shark jumps out of the water, grabs him, and brings him in. And that made more sense to do, because then that makes, like, I'm saying made more sense. These are sharks that are taking out cameras. They don't even know what cameras are, but
they know.
Yeah. But like that, I would have loved to have seen them jump out of the water and grab him, because it makes their plan more concrete, what they're trying to do. It was just a chance that Skarsgård goes into the water and they grab him from there, and that starts the whole event. But anyway, it's the fact that the sharks were planning this the whole time to sink the facility to get out of there. I don't know. That's pretty badass for 1990. And it's really a big, I guess they cut it down a lot too, because audiences would be like, wait, what? Maybe that was the right thing to do,
Yeah.
But I find that so fascinating, the plot of this movie, when you really think about it, like, wait, the sharks were planning this the whole time, flooding everything. And that's why they took out the submarine. And the submarine that they took out was the submarine they used at the in that movie Sphere with Samuel L. Jackson. By the way, they reused the sub.
Interesting.
Because I always, Well,
so I mean, I struggled with the. I struggled with the intelligence of the sharks. I thought it was it felt like a little much, some of the things that they were figuring out. But then the idea that they were hurting them, I really liked that. I thought that was a cool reveal, and it did have a nice punch, at the mid third act kind of break. So I enjoyed that. That worked.
The sharks are smart, man.
They are
like, what do you mean you had a trouble understanding that the sharks were smart? Like, they're obviously smart. They took out a helicopter and they killed Tony Soprano's sister in the process. Like, they're obviously,
dude. Sharks.
Is that Turturro?
Is
that John Turturro's sister?
Is it?
I saw it was Turturro spelled the same way, so it made me curious. But seemed like the right age. But yeah, cool.
Yeah.
The music was fun. It was like kind of exciting when they were getting there and seeing what was going on. I wasn't quite clear why Thomas Jane was just swimming around with the sharks like that. I mean, I guess he was going
just
to
be
ballsy,
plate, just to be fucking cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do we think about him?
He didn't explode. No, I'm saying he's awesome in this movie. He looks like a movie star in this movie. He just has the look.
Right?
And he's very reminiscent of the shark hunter in Jaws 3, Simon McCorkindale. He's like, has his vibes 100%. Like, I thought that dude was going to be a big star when I was watching this movie. I'm like, oh, this dude's going to be in like an action movie a year from this point on. And shocked he was.
I think this and Punisher, like that Punisher didn't work, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think
that was like
the script is all wrong with that one. I feel. I don't want to talk crap about it though, but I just think that was the wrong way to take that one. That it's a bummer he couldn't I think they were supposed to make a sequel to The Punisher, and it was supposed to be like darker and all this stuff, and unfortunately, it didn't get made. With him,
I don't think I
wish he would have got a
one,
second
or
chance.
I didn't see that one or the Ray Winstone one. The Ray Winstone one seems like that would be cool. Cool to check out.
That one's bananas, but I like it.
Let's keep going with the cast here for a minute. So Saffron Burrows, obviously to me, she will always be Nan from Circle of Friends with Minnie Driver, which is a movie that I love from around this time. But she.
Sounds
it's
great.
Fine.
She will always be this completely unknown part in a movie no one's seen.
Sorry for being sorry. Let me say, Jason, for you, she was also Angel Devereaux from Wing Commander, the movie. Which we are not doing on this podcast.
I've not seen that. I've not seen that, but I bet it's good. Okay. I bet it's really good.
That was rough. That was the roughest movie I saw in the theaters.
Really? Wing Commander the movie?
Oh, and I've seen some stuff in the theaters.
Yeah, I bet. Mark Hamill's in that? Oh, man. Tough one.
I
for
was
all
there,
of us.
Gandalf, when Wing Commander came in theaters. I mean, I was not happy to see Michael Rappaport in this at all. Like, I've just
Really?
very much like Matt Rappaport has become quite a
Yeah, but like this,
quite a.
whatever. We can separate the art from the artist, and like this is like 20 years before any of that.
But
is
you
he a
can't
bad person
separate the
now?
artist from the goatee. Like the goatee was like that was hard to look at. I was like, oh man, the '90s. We thought we were so fucking cool.
Hmm.
Who ordered the fish? He had the best line, right?
I like when he's like
Ah.
I like when he's sort of like having a panic attack and he's brought out of it by like talking techno babble. Like he's like, I know things about the structural integrity of the struts at 30,000. The first thing will go. It's like, yes, Mr. Luthor. Like he's just like, he's very, he's I don't know, and then he gets eaten. It's great. He does he gets not only does he get eaten, he gets like, I mean, he's got the foot shaking thing, but he gets crammed into the electrical panel. Like he gets fucked up. One of the great shark deaths.
Yeah,
That's a good
brutal.
shark. That's a good shark death for sure. Jason, what's your next point?
Well, I know, Matt, that you're eager to kind of shit on the movie, so I will transition into my criticisms of the movie.
Okay.
One of which is that, like the whole, like they're at like 250 feet below the surface. Like if they were that deep, they would have to be on some sort of exotic gas mixture. Because they would basically be like a decompression bow. And like, you know, if they were on some exotic gas mixture, they'd be talking like chipmunks, which is why they don't do it. But it's like, it's where things kind of fall apart, where they like you wouldn't just be able to open the airlock to like the thing that's at no pressure on the surface, because like that would be explosive and very bad. So yeah. So some of the physics
I didn't have
doesn't
any
quite
problem
work
with
out.
that. I
The
didn't have
smart
any
sharks,
problem
the
with
physics behind the
at all.
smart sharks is perfectly correct. Like that is just that's just pure science. But
Can't argue with that.
The diving physics is sus.
Wait, what about the physics of relativity? As
Do they
expressed
go
by
and-
Preacher.
Yeah,
Preacher,
that part.
one second with a beautiful woman.
Yeah, exactly. Ella Cool J makes no mistakes in the movie. Every time he's on screen, it's absolutely perfect. So
Okay,
I have no
very
problem
good.
with that. Yeah.
Very good. I didn't have any problem with that, but I'm glad you had at least that as a question.
Everything else
around.
in the movie is great. I have no objections whatsoever.
No notes.
No,
Steven, what's your last point?
They fixed it. They got all the notes and they fixed it. They fixed the movie.
Yeah. Agree.
My last point, I'll just have two really quick ones, really short. Is
Go
like
for it.
I kind of like that this is the first time in a movie where they just kind of put out there they don't like the taste of us. Thomas Jane tells Samuel L. Jackson, you know, because at that time is when Peter eventually started putting that theory out there that sharks, they're not eating you, they bite you and they let you go because they misunderstood. And this is like the first time in a shark movie, because there hadn't been a shark movie since, I want to say there hadn't been a shark movie since Jaws of Revenge. If you lived in Italy, there was a few shark movies that came out. Night of the Sharks, Deep Blood, Cruel Jaws, masterpiece. You know, but this is the one where they were trying to make it more scientific. And I kind of like that the reason why they're going mad is because of us. And it gave it a reason why sharks were going really fast forward in this movie. They're so fast. And then this carried on to Sci-Fi Channel and everything else where sharks were just like insanely fast and can do all kinds of crazy shit. So I like that. And my closing thought really is that like I wish it would have done much, much better.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm bummed that, you know, this movie helped start, like I always say that this is the second most important shark movie.
Right.
You know, there's 4 important shark movies, I feel. And this is the second most important because it really did launch like a new era of shark movies. Because like I said, Jaws Revenge, last theatrical, this comes out. And then throughout the 2000s, we get a bunch of shark movies. And then the 2010s, you know, the deal, Sci-Fi Channel, multiple movies a month, a year.
Right.
It was, you know, being a shark fan, it was awesome. But I'm bummed we couldn't get more because this wasn't as successful as I was hoping it would be. We didn't get a lot more big budget Deep Blue Sea sequels, you know?
Right.
Because these are, I mean, R-rated summer horror movies that are big budget, which we don't really get as much anymore. Like back then we were getting, like you said, Event Horizon and Deep Rising, you know, like Virus, and I'm just throwing shit out my ass right now. But there was just R-rated, big budget R-rated movies in the theater, you know? And what happened, and they were going to try to make a sequel to this called Deep Red Sea. And it was going to take months. It was going to take, I read this like on Ain't It Cool News back in like 2000. And I do believe it because their sources were really talking to the studios.
Really
And so it was going to take place months after this, and there were more sharks that did escape. And there was like a fisherman in the opening, and he catches one of the sharks, and then he brings it to shore. And when he brings it to shore, he arrives like at this crazy beach resort. There was like this skyscraper there, and LL Cool J's character happened to be vacationing there.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
for like
that.
a big holiday and everything. And what happens is, I think the sharks attack people on the beach. And then there's an earthquake, and the skyscraper resort tips over and falls into the ocean. And so now the sharks can go into the resort, swim through the hotel and pick people off. Like keeping the concept of corridors. And then they were going to do the aliens thing where there was going to be like a task force that goes in to rescue, and LL would have been in there helping, you know. So I'm bummed we didn't get that movie, you know, the big budget R-rated sequel, but instead we got a lot of Deep Blue Sea ripoffs, but they were really low budget, going straight to video. And I watched them all as they came out, but I was just disappointed in everything that was coming out because they were just so low budget. Because it was like when Jaws came out, we loved it. And then we kept chasing that dragon of trying to find the next, you know, thrill that Jaws gave us. And then Deep Blue Sea was the second. I mean, Jaws 2 was good too when it came out. Don't get me wrong. Jaws 2 is solid, I feel. I like the Jaws films, but Deep Blue Sea was this original shark movie that was like thrilling and fun. It's an ultimate summer movie. I love summer movies since I was a kid. And this was a fun summer movie. And I wish we could have got more of this in sequels, but it didn't.
What are the, besides Jaws and this movie, what are the four most significant
I would say
shark movies?
For me, it's Jaws is number one, of course.
Yeah.
Because it jumpstarted. Deep Blue Sea is 2. Open Water is number 3 because it comes out a few years later. Open Water comes out, and what Open Water does, it starts this new genre called. This is what I'm speculating. The survival shark thriller, where it's just lone people in the middle of nowhere trying to survive, you know? And then later on, The Shallows picked up on it. The Reef picked up on it. 47 Meters Down picked up on it. Yeah. And they all elevated it and made it really good. The Devil's Mouth that just came out on Amazon, survival.
Devil's Mouth.
Like all of a sudden, you don't have to have people at the beach, Jaws ripoffs. Now you're in the middle of the ocean, survival horror. Somewhere. That's what Open Water starts. And then the fourth one, it's kind of a twofer. It's Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus because of the plane sequence where the shark jumps out of the ocean and eats a 747, and Sharknado because those two movies make sharks silly.
Yeah,
you know,
make them and fun. Yeah,
exactly. And it breaks the mold. And then we go on to these fun, silly sci-fi channel. I'm waking up hungover and I'm going to watch a marathon. I miss the sci-fi channel. I miss those movies, you know? So those for me are like the 4 important shark movies, you know? So Deep Blue Sea definitely 2 because it relaunched the genre, you know? It was really exciting at the time, but I wish a lot of the movies were a little bit better that were coming out. I mean, but funny, the same year this came out, the same summer, Shark Attack premiered on HBO, and that also had like a mad scientist working on sharks, and that had a couple of sequels. But Shark Attack 3 is fun. They're fun films, but
they're not significant in the same way. Yeah,
exactly.
I would have loved to see in Deep Red Sea the moment when LL Cool J realizes that he's at a resort where a bunch of smart sharks attack, and it's like oh, this shit again. Like, yeah, I bet that fucking would have been amazing. That part would have been great. I'm sad we're deprived of that.
Yeah, more
Sorry.
LL for sharks.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. I will say, again, I am a big dower. I like the more realistic, grounded stuff. So like, I kept thinking as I was watching this, I was like, I have this. This is like a fun popcorn candy
Your
thing that
favorite
is
movie
going
is
on.
Excalibur.
But it's also at the same time that this, like literally within a couple of months of this movie coming out, The Matrix comes out. And if I put the two films next to each other, you want to talk about a theatrical, like incredible experience, like these are just not even in the same universes, right? Like I feel like the achievement from a story and character and acting and plot and special effects that you get in The Matrix is like kind of stunning. And this was also Village Roadshow, right? This film.
Warner.
So I can't help but see it kind of colored in that same kind of comparison. And so that was part of why I think for me this movie did not hold up as well as I might have liked.
Maybe if you
Sorry.
go back,
maybe I would say the other thing that could have improved this movie was maybe if Ronnie Cox had been given.
Should we just have that be like the standard for every movie we watch? Is this movie The Matrix?
Is it The Matrix? New segment. How do you have Ronnie Cox in your movie, but only for 30 seconds and with no lines? Just him sitting there utterly silent, not even in the credits, like uncredited role. Dick Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a trip.
Jones.
I totally forgot he was in it.
I couldn't believe it.
Too.
You didn't recognize that, Jason?
No,
Captain Jellicoe?
I didn't recognize. What is? Oh, which part does he play in the movie?
He stands up. Samuel Jackson's standing up next to him while he's sitting on the chair.
Yeah, he's the CEO of the pharmaceutical company in the beginning, and he just sits there and doesn't say a word as Samuel L. Jackson like. Basically,
maybe in one of these rewrites, it was like more about him or something.
Could be.
Could have been.
Could be. Guys, who would Tilda Swinton play?
I mean,
I'm gonna get ready. Let's get her to goatee and let's have her as Scoggins or whatever.
As Michael Rappaport.
Let's get him out of there.
I mean, I think she easily could have played the Stellan part. Like legitimately, and that would have been pretty interesting. She definitely could have played the Gen 2 shark. A strong female lead. But I'll say the Stellan part. For serious.
Nice. Steven, what do you think?
She could have pulled off Thomas Jane's part, sliding around every scene in the water.
Whoa, yeah.
Constantly. Homeboy loves to slide around in this movie.
He does love to
He looks great. That was my other note. This movie looked like it would be hell to film. What a nightmare.
It's basically like a mini water world. Yeah, no, it'd be, I'm sure they were freezing all the time.
Dude, they're running from that water.
Yeah.
When it enters the control room. There's a shot outside with the helicopter when they have to run inside. Yeah. One of them eats it, and it's in the movie hard. You're like,
wow. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Must have been brutal.
Amazing. We did it, you guys. We did it. Can we do some voicemails?
Let's do it.
Okay. Here is our first voicemail.
This is your brother, Animal Mother.
All right. Animal Mother. We got sharks.
Baby shark?
It's an animal lovers. Imagine my abject terror as an 8-year-old when I learned that very little artistic liberties were taken in the characterization of the monster in Dino De Laurentiis' Orca. It's the strongest, smartest, most deviously vindictive, torture porn-loving apex predator in the world. If someone asked, "But Mr. Mother, are we not out of the killer whale's food chain?" I'd say, "For now." Some schmuck came up with a pitch. Gee, wouldn't it be spooky if the biggest, most bloodthirsty sea beasts we know and were also smarter than people? Yes, Sparky. And they make Disney movies with the fuckers. Michael Jackson even wrote a song for one. My kids often
Wow.
make fun of me as if plush pillows of Hannibal Lecter crossed with a submarine were an obscenity. But no, some big dumb tooty fish is not as huggable, so that surely must be the evil one, right? Jesus Christ, it's like body snatchers in here. Anyway, the fun movie. I like when the shark eats Sam Jackson.
Yes.
Beneath this glassy surface, a world of gliding monsters. What is the animal that you think about much more than is healthy? Thank you all. See you not at fucking SeaWorld. And keep the ginger belt.
Wow.
Wow. It's a real performance. That was great.
Real performance. Crazy.
I've never seen Orca. I've still like, I know it features in our lore because for a while it was like Corey Sounder.
Yes.
But I've never seen Orca.
Charlotte Rampling.
Yeah. You know, there's this whale fall movie coming out, where a guy ends up inside a whale. And that looks great. So I'm excited for that. Have you seen the trailer for that, Matt? Steven, have you seen this?
I'm
on top
not
of the
looking
whale
forward to this movie.
You're
not. Why? Why? What do you have against whale fall?
It's just like this is another plot thing, you know, like Phone Booth or whatever. Like he's trapped inside a whale for the whole movie. What?
That's how they killed the shark in the Meg originally. He gets swallowed in the sub, and he breaks out of the sub, and he travels to the Meg's heart, and he starts stabbing it. That's
I
how
love
they kill-
that. That's hot.
Yeah, that's so badass.
So Matt, you're skeptical that whale fall is going to be better than the Matrix. That's what I'm hearing.
Exactly. That's
not enough
exactly. I'm
bullet
gonna have to build
time.
an app for this. Is this the Matrix?
Is
Thank
this the
you.
Matrix? Yes, no. I think my answer has legitimately always been sharks. Like I've always been interested in sharks, and like even as a kid swimming in pools in the Midwest, like I was like terrified that there was a shark in the pool. So my answer is sharks.
Yeah, I mean, I
Love
saw
sharks.
Jaws at 6 years old in 1976, so like I definitely
It was gonna leave a mark.
fully,
I was gonna leave a mark.
fully freaked.
Yeah, I mean, there's
fully
two.
freaked out.
There was a killer whale movie that came out earlier this year, which I didn't see yet, and now we have Whale Fall. So maybe we're getting whale movies now. We'll see. But I like sharks all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, sharks are way cooler than whales in terms of like lethality, and like whales like have sort of like a romance to them. Like sharks are just fucking machines that eat and make baby sharks.
All right, thank you so much, Animal Mother. Here is our next voicemail. Mr.
Java.
All right, lay it on us, Java.
Jason and H.
Oh,
you don't
this is
want to
good.
be going out to the deep blue sea. You don't want to be messing with all those sharks. You're gonna pee in the wind now. Is everyone here insane? You dream about curing grandma, but you're doing it the wrong way. Sharks' brains that are made much smarter right here in this floating lab. Such murderous fish surround you. They're more than you bargained for. The deep blue sea.
Deep
The
blue
deep blue sea.
The deep blue
Parrot
sea.
is dead now. Can't get more wet now. Take it from me. Sam Jackson sure will save the day. Oh, never mind, he's chomped away. Well, here goes nothing. Full-time regretting the deep blue sea.
So good.
Look, I'm not going to ask you about a dangerous animal encounter. I'm not going to ask you about a time that a billionaire was eaten by a shark in front of you. What's the furthest you've been from land? And how scary was it out there to lose sight of everything? I know you guys have had some wild adventures. If you want to throw in some shark stories, I'm here for it if you haven't covered it yet. Because it's the summer of Jason, and it's Shark Week.
Mm-hmm.
The deep blue sea!
The deep blue sea. That's so good.
Listen.
I think that might be one of the best Mr. Javas we've ever had, just because of the match of the enthusiasm with which the song was performed, the matching of subject matter and material. It was great. It's going to be worth it if we get a takedown notice from Disney. That's great. Love that. Love that.
I'll go to war with them. I have no problem. That's amazing.
Fair use,
I
baby.
told-
That was amazing.
I just told the story a couple of weeks ago, but when I went underwater 45 feet to touch the statue, that's the furthest away from land I've ever been. Like we were out at
Touch the statue?
Off the coast in Italy when I dove down to touch the
Right.
Christ statue that was like
The
45
Christ,
feet
the submerged
underwater.
Christ, yeah.
Yeah, that was very cool. And I did it without exotic gases.
I've been on a lot of boats. I've never been on a boat that's like trans-Pacific or trans-Atlantic, like truly like days away from shore. I've been like at sea for days. But like, you know, like we could have gotten to land within 12 hours probably. But then I've been 130 feet down. I don't know if that counts. And Crystal has the best shark story of our family because she got legitimately stalked by a tiger shark in Australia.
What?
And yeah, Crystal, Crystal was snorkeling and I was diving. I was with a dive instructor who had a tattoo of a tiger shark on his body. We got down to like whatever 60 feet where we were, and there was a sizable tiger shark, like not like, you know, it wasn't like fucking, you know, deep blue sea, but he was like an 8-foot tiger shark or something. And the guide was like, fucking shark. And I was like, I see the fucking shark. We're gonna stay over here. He's like, yeah, we're not going near the fucking shark. And then the shark like kind of swam up and went away. And I got back to the surface. And Crystal was on the boat. She was like, I was like, babe, we saw a huge shark. She was like, oh, I saw a huge shark. And after the shark left the bottom, he went up to the top. And Crystal, who was snorkeling, he stalked her. And Crystal had to like, she was like swimming after her like on the surface. And Crystal would occasionally just turn and look at him, like turn and look at the shark head on, and that would like freak him out. And he would turn away and go the other way, and she just had to do that a few times as she like got back to the boat. But yeah, pretty for real encounter.
Jesus.
With a shark that does like to take nibbles out of people occasionally. So yeah, pretty great. But in general, most of my encounters with sharks have been pleasant.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can't top that.
It's not even my story.
Have you done shark diving, Stephen? Have you ever done anything like that?
No, I won't. No, thank you. I can't do that stuff. I've been on boats many times. My dad had a boat and we used to always go out. But I guess the only time I saw a shark was when my wife wanted to go fishing. So we went on one of those rented fishing boats with a bunch of people on it. And we were out, and I was stupid. This is years ago. I took an edible before I went on the boat, which made me
Jesus,
super nauseous.
Wow.
So dumb.
Oh no!
And so when the shark, everyone saw the shark, everyone was so hyped, and he came to the surface, and I threw up all over it.
Oh my God!
Everyone was like, "Is that chum?"
You threw up
I'm
on
like,
the
"No."
shark?
Literally.
Oh my God!
Because I couldn't hold it in anymore. I knew I had to throw up, but that had to be the moment. You know, I couldn't enjoy it. I could not enjoy looking at the shark because I'm an idiot and I had to take that.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing, dude.
Yeah,
That's pretty strong.
My wife never lets me live that down.
That's pretty strong.
amazing.
I like that.
Yeah,
Good story.
that's a winner for sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Java. Here is our
Thank you,
next
Mr.
voicemail.
Hey, y'all, Beria here for the Deep Blue Sea Truth Sayer. LL Cool J might turn in the best acting performance in Deep Blue Sea. Not hard to do when Michael Rappaport is among your co-stars, and he was just wily enough to make it out of this thing alive. For today's Truth Sayer, we're going to look at LL Cool J's life outside the worlds of hip-hop and acting, because the man is not to be trifled with. 2 of these stories are fabricated. 1 is completely true. Time for the Truth Sayer. Number 1, in August 2012, a man broke into LL's Sherman Oaks home at 1 a.m. LL came downstairs, found him in his kitchen, and broke the man's nose, jaw, and ribs. When police arrived, they found LL Cool J physically in control of the subject. LL was not injured. Or is it number 2? LL Cool J holds a patent, U.S. patent 7,124,891, for a weighted compression glove he designed for boxing training. He licensed it to Everlast in 2006. Or is it number 3? While working on NCIS Los Angeles, LL Cool J took up competitive shooting and qualified for the California State Practical Shooting Championship. In 2015, he finished 14th in his division. All right, which of these stories about LL Cool J is true?
Hmm.
One is true.
Is it?
No. I'm just saying that's one story.
That's your
is
feeling.
True out of the,
That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay,
One story
I-
is true. One story is true.
I'm going to go with Mama Said Knock You Out. I'm going with number 2. I'm going with the boxing.
That makes
I think
sense.
that's-
That's a good one.
That does
I
make
think-
sense.
Yeah, that's pretty
Jason?
Does make sense. Well, I'm convinced that that's true, so I'll follow your lead. I like
good.
that.
I'm going to go
Knock
to
you
number
out.
1. For the hell of it, I'm going to say number 1 because I said that at
All
first.
right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go.
All right, which of those 3 stories is true? It was number 1. LL Cool J really did
Wow.
forge a home break-in. Every word of it, broken nose, broken jaw, ribs, and LL standing over him when the cops walked in. Don't break into LL Cool J's house,
Don't break
even
in.
if it's underwater. Here ends the truth sayer.
Great-
Nice. You
great
ate my
one.
bird.
A really good one.
Nice.
I remembered
Thank
that
you.
the bird survived in the movie. I was disappointed when the bird did not make it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought that too, to be honest. And then rewatching it, yeah, it does. Really
I was like, oh, the bird's still. I thought it was like a false thing, where it's like, oh, they're trying to make me think that the bird's dead, but the bird's gonna make it.
How
False.
did
The
Jon
bird did not
Stewart's
make it.
bird construct stay together even when he was unconscious and, had like an alien psychic probe running on his
I mean,
head?
he's got powers. I mean, they basically say they draw attention to that fact in the show. They're like, he's got powers that the Lantern shouldn't have. So
he's the
stay
one.
tuned.
Like
He's the
Keanu
one.
Reeves in the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's why the show's good.
That's why the
Here
show's
is
good. It's
our
like the
next
Matrix.
voicemail.
Escape Hatch have here talking about Deep Blue Sea, a movie that it may come as no surprise to you to hear that I remember being a lot of fun, even though obviously it's a little silly and B movie vibes all over the place. You guys know me. You guys know the drill. Kev's question on my horror movie podcast, Glorious Show Trap House. We just spent a month looking at horror movies and thrillers about sharks or feature sharks. And the general consensus for us is that I'm never getting in a shark cage. I'm not interacting with sharks. Like, to get me, even for like a dolphin swim or something, feels like a hard sell. I feel like there should be a hard line between me and most of the natural world. Kev's question, how do you guys feel about that? Have you swam in a shark cage? Would you do something like that? Have you swam with dolphins? I feel like there's a funny story in Escape Hatch lore that I'm missing, but that's just me. All right, please excuse all the crazy truck noise. Again, we're really counting down here. Peace and love. I'll talk to you all.
Once again, it's Kev's questions.
Well, I already told my best shark story, but my second best shark story is I was in Turks and Caicos, and we were like, there was a ledge. We were like 40 feet down. We swam. We were kind of floating over the ledge where the ledge like drops off like into the abyss. So it's like 130 feet, like 200 feet down, like just into the quote unquote deep blue sea. And I was like sort of behind the group. The group was ahead, and you never really see generally when you're scuba diving is a bunch of people like all together just stopped. And up ahead of me, I saw like the whole group was like clustered together, lots of bubbles. Like, so people were like breathing really hard. I was like, well, this is what the fuck's going on over here? And so I swam up to them, and they all had like really big eyes, and like, you can't talk underwater, but the dive master was like, shark. I was like, okay. Like, I was like, where's the shark? And like the dive master was like, no, like big shark. And then like pointed down, and as she pointed down, like a significant pregnant hammerhead shark that was probably like 10 feet long, swam underneath us. Like, so we were hanging over this ledge, and like sort of 20 feet, 30 feet below us, this hammerhead moved through the water. And she looked very big. She was very pregnant. Like, she's a big old shark. And like, it just looked like a muscle contracting as it went through the water. It was just like, it was pretty sweet.
God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's my second shark story.
Yeah, man. That's why
Mostly the sharks are chill, though. Like, mostly the sharks are chill. And like, what they say, of course, is like, it's the same thing they say about bears. You know, you don't need to be faster than the shark. You just need to be faster than the slowest swimmer in your group. Yeah. So I always felt very confident. I had very big fins.
You could make it. You could make it.
I can make it.
Nice.
I was going to make it.
Nice. Thank you so much, Kev. Here is our final voicemail.
We'll miss Astor Place. R.I.P. Astor Place.
Hey, this is Corey calling from Austin, Texas, about Rennie Harlin's Deep Blue Sea. Oh, 1999. I thought this movie came out before then, but I guess it all makes sense once I started watching it and was trying to remember it. I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it on VHS and cable. But the only thing I really remembered was, of course, Sam Jackson's big scene and the fucking rap theme song, which I hated at the time, but now I'm really fucking in love with. There's a lyric in there that I noticed for the first time. It says, LL is like, your life vest is off, and that turns me on. What a fucking lyric. Anyway.
That's a good lyric.
There's worse ways to spend an hour and 45 minutes than watching Rennie Harlin riff on Irwin Allen and Spielberg movies, right? Like, it's a ton of fun. It's super fucking 90s. The gratuitous slow-mo, shark vision, big explosions, all the messy kills, human and shark, just fucking perfect. The casting is wild. You're like, what? Janice from The Sopranos? Skarsgård? What the hell is going on here? Yeah, and of course, Rappaport, who, I don't know about that guy anymore, huh? I used to really like him, but he's just, I don't know, whatever. I don't want to get into that. Let's just keep talking about sharks and shit.
See?
Anyway,
Corey knows how to deal with it, Matt.
One before we got to The Abyss. I'm actually shocked this made it in there. You know what this movie reminds me of? I forget what year it came out. Was Deep Rising is another good, like, watery, tentacled monster action picture. I need to revisit that. I haven't seen that in a long time. I do remember liking that more than this one, but after rewatching this one, I mean, it really fucking grew on me on this rewatch. Anyway, thanks so much for doing it. It was a ton of fun. A good Saturday morning movie. Who would Tilda Swinton play? I mean, she has to be the chef, right? I mean, she has to do Eleanor's part. Just because it's like the best part, right? And she would have to do the rap song at the end. All right. Thanks for this one, guys. I love y'all. Talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Tilda could do it.
Wow. Corey liked this movie.
Of course he did.
Good. Wait, so you didn't like it?
It's as good as The Matrix.
Wait, so what's your wait? You don't like it? Is that what's going on here?
We're gonna bring back star ratings for this episode only. Matt, what would you give this movie out of 5 stars?
I gave it 2 stars. Yesterday I gave it 2 stars out of 5. 2 stars out of 5.
So
I thought it had
up.
some fun. I thought it had some fun elements of it, but I thought it was pretty cheesy. And
this is a complete like again. I just want to point out. You think Excalibur is a great movie, like legitimately, without these like all these throat clearing qualifications of whatever.
Excalibur
You're just like, no,
is
Excalibur.
a great movie. What are you talking about?
I mean,
John Boorman. It's not like it treats the material extremely seriously. Like it doesn't. It takes itself very seriously, even though you can say there are elements of it that may not fully land. But it's not ironic. It's not being silly. I think I don't like silly movies, I think is the thing.
Silly
This
movies.
This
is
what
pure
serious,
summer
Matt.
movie. This is a summer. This is what I want in summer movies, Summer genre, big budget, silly, fun, entertaining movie. Anyway. By the way, you should check out, there's a documentary that's coming out. It's called Borman and the Devil. It's all about John Borman making Exorcist 2. Highly, highly, highly recommended. It's produced
Cool.
by Travis Stevens, who produced Jodorowsky's Dune, and
Amazing.
it's a phenomenal documentary. And there's an interview with John Borman in it, and it goes through his
Amazing.
career and all the. It's fantastic. Highly, highly recommend it. I like
Cool.
Excalibur
Okay.
too, by the way. I'm a sucker
Have
for
you-
sword and sorcery movies.
You're a you don't watch trailers person, right, Steven?
No.
Okay. Well, I won't say anything about why this is, but there's new content for Dune 3. And one of our observations last week, without saying anything about the content, is that this movie has a good chance of being as weird as Jodorowsky's Dune was intended to be.
So-
Like it is a deeply they are working with a deeply strange palette of colors.
Oh, cool. It's a weird
this movie.
book. So
It's a very weird book. Yeah. And they
Yes.
are, I think, making it extra texturally weird. So get
That's
ready.
cool.
Get ready for something. I don't know if it will be serious enough for Matt's taste. It can't be fun. It has to be a not fun movie.
I think I'm going to be very squarely targeted by Denis in this one. I'm in my reread of Messiah, Dune Messiah right now, and I just had the scene with Scytale meeting with Farouk, and Farouk explaining why he's so pissed at Paul and the fall of the Fremen and all that stuff. And it's
Yeah, that
so
part's
good.
great.
Like, I
It's so
cannot
good.
wait to see that scene. I forget who I didn't.
And then
recognize the actor
he kills the daughter in that. Like that's
The
what happens at
son,
the end. Like
kills the son and Farouk, and then takes the
Takes their face.
takes the
Takes some
daughter
faces.
takes the girl that's dating him to go do part of his business, part of his mystery stuff that's going on. I'm gonna mute all that out so that we don't spoil anything for anybody. But
Spoil it.
anyways, I'm excited for Dune Part 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
Steven!
Same
Me
here.
too.
Steven, we did it. We did it.
We
It's
did it.
so great to
We
have
did
you
it.
back on the
Yo,
pod.
thanks for inviting me back on.
Yeah, what do you have to plug, my friend? What can people listen to?
Yeah, you could follow me on Twitter. My podcast, to promote my podcast, Best Movies Never Made.
Yeah.
We just
Promote.
did a Green Lantern episode about Jack Black's Green Lantern, and we go through the history of all the unmade. We kind of touch on the unmade history of Green Lantern. You know, like they've been trying to make it since the late in 1980s. They've been trying to make a Green Lantern movie, and then we go through the script of the Jack Black one and stuff like that. And then we also interviewed Wes Craven's editor, Patrick Lussier, and he talks Cursed Part 2 episode. We go through his werewolf movie, Cursed, Wes Craven's, and we interviewed the editor about like what do you call it? Vampire in Brooklyn and a werewolf biker movie Wes Craven almost made. And that was a really fun episode having Patrick Lussier on. He's a great director. He also did like Dracula 3000. That's probably not the movie I should bring up. Like My Bloody Valentine 3D. He's an awesome guy, and he had a lot of great stories about working with Wes Craven. So Best Movies Never Made. That's my podcast you can listen to right now.
Amazing.
Really, really
Thank you.
great show. Really great show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Your show is pretty great
Amazing.
too, man. Your audio
Thanks, dude.
quality is so good. It's so good.
Ha!
your show sounds great.
I'll send you some notes. Or put me
please.
together.
Matt's got a
with-
Google Doc you can consult.
That's right.
Awesome guests.
Jason-
You guys nail it with the guests too. Sorry, I'm gonna stop.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. We got some good guests coming up. So it's going to be quite exciting. Jason, what do you have to plug, my friend?
Let's see. What do I have to plug? Season 2 World of Warcraft midnight launched while I was away on vacation. So this is like my first week to really kind of get into it. Very excited about
How's it
that.
going?
It's going okay so far. You know, I'm like finding my sea legs. It's a whole new thing. You gotta start the grind again. You know, it's not like you can rest on your laurels. You gotta really put in the work. So I got that going on. My household is very excited for that Wolverine game that comes up from the people who made the Spider-Man
Looks sick.
movie.
What's
Yeah,
that
it
for?
looks-
Do you know?
It's for PS5. It's for
shit.
PlayStation.
I'm an
Yeah.
Xbox
Yeah.
guy.
It might be for
I'm the
other
Xbox
things. I'm
guy.
not sure, but
I
it's
just
for
the
something.
level of blood, like one of the settings for
you
the
could
amount
turn
of
you could turn blood off. You could turn it.
You
I
have
checked because
to.
Griffin
You
Griffin
have
wants to
to.
play it, and I was like, "There's no way. There's no way. I'm like my 7-year-old's just gonna see like this amount of evisceration." And so
Yeah.
you can. We're very excited for that. There's speaking of Spider-Man, there is a Spider-Man cartoon on Disney that came out. That's like a
Yeah.
recent, like I think it's called Amazing
Friendly
Spider-Man.
Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Friendly
No,
Neighborhood
Friendly
Spider-Man.
Neighborhood
Really
Spider-
good.
yeah.
Really, really
is
good.
good.
Great
animation
animation
is
style. Yeah. Very
Friend
fun.
of the pod,
Um,
Mac Smith did the sound for that show.
Amazing.
So
It's really great.
Yeah, it's
So we've been enjoying that.
really,
in our
the production
household.
quality is very good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Sam
Great.
loved it.
That was
Spidey,
a robust set of
Spidey,
plugs.
who knew Spidey has the juice?
Oh.
I saw the movie
yeah.
again. The movie's great. Like I liked the second movie. I liked it even more the second time, frankly.
Does somebody keep those Sony lawyers happy, please?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I heard was they use dancers for all the scenes when like it's jumping.
It is
I don't-
It is
trying to be
very
subtle.
balletic.
Yeah,
It
and I
is
was
very
like,
balletic.
That's so
Yeah.
smart. Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it too quite a bit. Again, love summer movies, and that like checked all
Yeah.
the boxes.
Yeah.
It's been a fun summer though. I thought so far.
It's
with
been a good
movies.
summer.
I've had
Yeah.
a good
It
time.
has
I'm
been.
Really good.
I'm bummed Oak Tree kind of bombed because I had a good time watching.
Oh yeah,
that.
people liked it though. People liked it. I didn't see it.
It felt like all I could think about is kids going to see that are going to get freaked out. Like I got freaked out watching Poltergeist in the theaters as a kid. Like I thought it was a fun movie. I just maybe it came out at the wrong time because there's too much competition. Maybe if it was July 4th weekend or I don't know. Maybe I wish it came out at a different time so people could have experienced
I
it
think
because I thought it was a
Spidey
fun
was still
film.
crushing. Yeah,
Mhm.
Spidey was too much, and the Odyssey is still hanging in there. So
Yeah.
it's,
You could
it's
still
pretty-
can't get
it's-
tickets for like IMAX out here for Odyssey. Like it's still like selling out.
I gave up to even try to go see it. I don't know if it's ever going to happen for me.
I lucked in by accident. I went to see what else was playing that weekend, and then just so happens 3 seats opened up at the IMAX, and I was so lucky. It was like,
wow.
yeah, because I wouldn't have seen
The
it
lengths-
unless, yeah.
The lengths we have to go now to enjoy our media is crazy. It's crazy. All right, let me hit stop. I'm gonna hit stop.